There we go.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I did want to say thank you, everyone, for attending this workshop. This is, I think, a well-needed workshop on student wellness. And we're going to be talking about self-care and self-talk, and it's presented by Dr. Hillary Altman. Sorry about that. um, but yeah, so my name is Renique, and I am in majoring in environmental science. I'm a part of the Natural History and Sustainability Certification Program here at Merit. Like Ms. Santana said, I'm working also with herself, the director of the Learning Center, and Ms. Charlotte, who is the coordinator. And we work to create workshops that are for you, for students. And in order to help us improve, we ask that you fill out our workshop evaluation. So I'm going to add that to the chat now. So after this workshop, please take the time out to help us help you. I also want to mention the free tutoring we have at the Learning Center. I'm going to post our hours in the chat as well with the link. So save that if you don't already have it. It'll take you directly to the Learning Center chat room. Do we have any uh, tutors in here?
Yes, Ati. Ati,
Yes, yes.
yes.
Hi, sorry.
She's a biology.
Biology tutor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so we have lovely tutors like Ati here. So yeah, I guess let's get started. I will go ahead and want to introduce Dr. Hillary Altman, who is really amazing and accomplished. She also has a really great passion for students and their success and social justice, and developed the Communication AAT degree. She's also a disability advocate working with many organizations nationwide. Worked with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services in Washington, D.C., conducted research at the Center of Health Professionals in Michigan, as she is a licensed marriage and family therapist here in the state of California. And fun fact, was a music director and fellow DJ for an alternative radio station in upstate New York. I'm a DJ too, so it's really cool to meet you. So excited to have you here. Thank you for your time. Thank you everyone for your time. And I'll let you take it away from here.
Thank you, Ronique. Why have I never had you in a speech class? Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I see some familiar faces and some familiar names, so it's nice to see you again. I won't call you out, but feel free to stay on afterwards and chat. So today, we're going to be talking about self-care, and self-talk is part of that. And you've probably heard that term getting tossed around a lot. We're going to hone in on it and give you some specifics on that. And I'm also going to ask you to participate, sometimes in breakout rooms, talking to your fellow peers here, and sometimes in the chat. So Isela maybe, or Ronique, if I could ask you to be a chat monitor and let me know when people are putting stuff in. Looks like I have the ability to share my screen. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you know what? I want to go back because I want to make sure we have sound.
And I have the poll if you're still interested, Hillary.
Yes, I'll get to that very soon. Thank you for that. Okay. So self-care, preventative response to stress. And you're like, what the heck does that mean? A preventative response. So we're going to talk about that today, because one thing you already know, you can't stop stress, but you can do things in your everyday life that will help you respond to when stress occurs. And that's what we're going to be talking about with self-care. So stress is a physical, mental, or emotional response to events, people, or other triggers of tension. And in general, stress is your body's expression of anxiety or worry. That's it. It's nothing more complicated than that. So if we could put the poll up, Isela, I'm going to have you answer a few questions, the first of which is what your stress level is. So go ahead and fill out the poll. I'll give you a minute or two to do that, and then we'll look at the results. At any time, you guys, if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat or put your hand up, and Isela and Ronique, if you could keep an eye on that and just let me know.
You all see the poll, right?
Yes.
Isela, you can let me know when you've got close to 23. It looks like we've got.
Eighty 80% now.
So for those of you who are wondering, just know that it's not going to say what your personal answers are. We're just going to get, a percentage. So I don't want you to feel like you're going to have to say out loud here what your numbers are. So try to be honest, and we'll give you another 20, 30 seconds, and then we'll move on. Any more coming in, Isela?
No, I think it's there. 86.
Okay.
Well, no, actually, they're still moving. 27 out of 30 are responding.
That's pretty good.
Mhm.
Okay, let's get those results.
All right.
Okay. Can everybody see that now?
Yes.
Okay. So we noticed that most of us are in that 4 to 6 level on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is nearly no stress and 10 is extraordinarily stressed. Most of us fall in the middle. Whoops. And then there's a significant portion, 30% of people at the higher end, 7 to 10, and a very small portion, under 20%, with nearly no stress. Good for you guys, though. That's awesome. Okay, looks like only 37% of you practice deep breathing or meditation 3 or more times per week. That's something I'm going to try to convince you to start up, because it's free and easy and effective. Exercise, looks like most of us get at least 1 to 2 days per week, and good for you people getting 11% of you who get nearly every day of exercise, and 22% getting moderate exercise. Exercise is a natural stress reliever, so that's why I asked that question. And then sleep, looks like everybody's at least getting 4 to 6 hours a night. Wow, that's fantastic, because sleep is another stress. And then finally, it looks like most of you have very high expectations for yourself, with 19 of us with extremely high expectations, being a perfectionist. And then good for you guys, 1 out of 4 of you saying you love yourselves no matter what. So we're all over the range here, and that's what's nice about self-care, is you can kind of address it as you need it. So for some reason the next question I have for you is, what does your level of stress look like? So we each present stress in different ways. So for some people, it means you're not sleeping enough. For other people, it can mean you're sleeping too much. For some of you, you might feel headaches. For others, you might just be agitated all day. For some people, you eat too much. For other people, you don't eat enough, right? Stress can look different. It can affect your relationships. And so I just wanted to ask this question of, how does stress look for you? And what I'd like for you guys to do is just take a moment to, I'm going to do that in a second. I'm going to put you in breakout rooms in a second, or Estella is going to do that for me. But The reason we talk about stress is not just in terms of health and well-being, but also in terms of your success level in your classes, right? This is a college and we want you to be successful. And when your stress levels are high, okay, that can really affect your abilities to perform academically. Specifically, you don't remember as well. And you can also, if your anxiety levels are high, right, which comes with worry and stress, that can also just affect your ability to be successful on completing projects or successful in doing well on exams, as you probably know. So this is what I would like for you to do. We'll give you just like 3-4 minutes. I don't know how many people are in the breakout rooms, probably just 2 or 3. So you don't need a long time, maybe like 2-3 minutes. Let's do that. So I'd like you to share with each other just your names, right? Because we know that one way to alleviate stress is actually social connection. And so just being in a breakout room with somebody and just saying, hi, my name is Hillary. Share your level of stress. So for me, my level of stress right now is at a 6. What are the areas that are most stressful for you right now? And I can tell you guys that I'm the chair of the accreditation committee at Merit, and we have the visiting team coming in less than a month. So that's my main area of stress. And then, of course, just balancing work, family, and life.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, yeah. I'm waiting for somebody to come in the room. And then talk about, how stress shows up for you. And for me, it's pain, usually headaches or like belly. And then it definitely just affects my ability to be a good mom or a good partner in my relationships. So I'm going to ask you guys to do that same thing, and we'll give you 2 to 3 minutes. And Estella, if you could.
Sure. So I have 8 breakout rooms, which means that there will be 3 to 4 participants in each one. Does that work?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Okay.
So please click on join when you get the invitation from your host. Maybe that some people, you should see something that says the host is inviting you. So make sure you hit join.
Do you see it, Jose and Bobby Jean and Andrea Robertson?
Maybe people are multitasking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is there a chat? Looks like there was a chat in there too.
Somebody asked, does cleaning count as exercise?
Yeah, sure. Yes, it depends on how actively you clean. My cleaning doesn't look like exercise, but somebody else's maybe. I'll address that when they come back. Yard work definitely does.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll magically come back, right?
I could bring them back by closing the room. It gives them a 60-second,
Okay.
thing.
Give her a couple minutes. I'll go in. I can go into one of the rooms here, so I can
It's
check on.
up to you. Let me know if you want me to close the rooms, or how do you want me to do it?
Okay, I would say we probably just did it like a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just let's give them a minute or 2 more.
Okay, I'll actually say 2 more minutes.
I'll check in with this group. Oh, nice. That's cool. Maybe I won't check in. I'll give them space to meet.
So most of these guys do know each other pretty well.
Oh, that's great.
As well as we can on Zoom, but
yeah, it's amazing actually.
Yeah, we only meet once a week for 1 hour from 12 to 1.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I have classes where we don't meet at all except for speeches, and then on the speech day we just go deep. It's incredible. So I think people are desperate for social connection right now.
Right before you came in, we were talking about possible research topics, and one was like, why do you feel lonely when you have people around you?
Oh, wow. That's a book.
Mhm.
And I mean, that's a big thing with social media, actually.
Mhm.
You know that the more friends you have on social media, the higher level of your depression.
Oh, really? I haven't.
Yeah,
Wow.
because the more friends you have, the less likely that they're actually friends.
Mhm.
They're people that don't care about you. And then, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna close the rooms.
Progress. Welcome back. You guys got transported out of your breakout rooms. I hope that it was nice to just say hi to each other and share some information.
Mhm. Some are still trickling back.
Yeah.
Dr. Altman.
There was a question in the chat. Does cleaning count as housework? And the answer is it depends on how actively you clean. So if if you're a slow duster, then no, right? But I've seen people, right, when you're like pushing the mop, or if you're down on the ground, cleaning up stuff, sure, cleaning, and definitely yard work counts as being athletic and active. So yeah, keep asking questions. I'm wondering if anybody would like to share anything that they learned about themselves, or don't share anybody else's information, but is anybody willing to share with the full group kind of what their stress is like and how they experience it?
I can share. Hi, Hilary. Hi, Zella. I told to Stephanie that my level of stress right now, it's around 8, and because of the coming exam and a lot of assignments I have, and recently I just noticed we have to move to Los Angeles, so a lot of things in my mind. And the area most stressed for me mostly, I get headache and I can't eat, and my heart beats rise rises, and uh, what else do you want I share?
Oh, that's wonderful. I really appreciate you sharing that, Ati. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah. I mean, my hope is that you each sort of learned that you're not alone, right? That we all experience stress, and that it's a common occurrence, and that in actually speaking it out loud, that is part of how we can alleviate the stress and share that, we're not perfect, and that's okay. So let me forward this. So I know some people are like, hey, can stress be positive? And it's like, actually a little bit of stress can be positive, right? So like right before an exam, if you're feeling like excited, that actually does increase your focus and attention. But what we don't want is chronic stress. So stress all the time, because chronic stress increases the amount of negative, like the cortisol release, right? That's the stress hormone. And it literally can damage your body. It impairs brain function. It lowers your ability to have clear thinking and critical decision making. It definitely decreases mental health conditions. So if you're already experiencing anxiety or depression or PTSD, having chronic stress is going to make that worse. And interestingly, your psychological well-being also affects your physical well-being. So when you have chronic stress, it increases your chances for being sick with a cold, staying sick, not getting better, and also things like cancer. It can speed the progression and spread of cancer. So it's something we should need to take seriously and to talk about seriously. So how can we alleviate the negative effects of stress? And the goal, right, is not to stop stress. You can't stop it, but to prevent long-term elevated levels of stress. Okay? And that's where self-care comes in. We're going to talk about all kinds of self-care today. Looks like you guys are already doing a great job with sleeping. And when you can't sleep a full night, right, if you do like an all-nighter for class, naps are awesome. You should either nap, by the way, for either a full hour and a half, that's a sleep cycle, or just take a half-hour nap. And the reason for that is at 45 minutes, your body releases a drug that it's like a paralysis drug, so you don't thrash around when you're dreaming. And so if you've ever sort of set your alarm for an hour, you probably know this feeling is like you wake up, but you're really groggy, and for a minute you feel like you can't move. You know what I'm talking about? That's because of that paralysis drug. So either a full hour and a half or some exponent of that, so like 3 hours, 4.5 hours, or just like a half hour is a great cat nap. Exercise combats stress. Exercise is also amazing. You know, as a therapist, we use exercise to combat addiction. It's like incredible. It also combats depression and PTSD and all kinds of schizophrenia, even all kinds of things. Eating well, and that doesn't mean you have to be like on a specific diet or eat raw food or eat vegetarian. It means eating well for you. What makes you feel good? So it's okay to have treats, right? It's about what makes you feel good and putting good things in your body. Getting outside, when you are in the sunlight, you get vitamin D. If you're not getting vitamin D naturally, I know with the pandemic, a lot of people, right, you can't go outside or you feel like it's too dangerous to be outside. So vitamin D is really important, and you can take vitamin D, you can get it anywhere. You can get it at Trader Joe's, you can get it at Safeway. It decreases your risk of getting, again, cancer or a cold. It actually decreases your risk of getting COVID as well. So it's a very important medicine. And also it is good for your mental health. So some people who present with depression, it can be a low amount of vitamin D. And then self-compassion, which we're going to talk about a lot today. A lot of you said you have high expectations for yourself. And so this idea of treating yourself like you would your best friend, right? So if your best friend came to you and said, "I suck at everything," right? You'd be really comforting, and you'd say, "No, you're wonderful, and you're just having a bad day." But for some reason, when we say, "I suck at everything" to yourself, you just put more pressure on, and then you start to list all the things you suck at, right? So practicing self-compassion is a really important part of self-care that we'll talk about more today. Again, if you have questions as I go along, please just put them in the chat, okay? So what is self-care? I like that dog in the bathtub. Being silly is also part of self-care. So self-care is the deliberate, intentional, and self-motivated practice of looking after oneself physically, mentally, and emotionally. And all of us should have a toolbox of self-care strategies, because nobody wants to do the same thing every day, and the same thing is not going to work all the time. So I'm going to present you with a variety of ways that you can practice self-care. And the important part is to pick what works for you. So this is not a full list, but here are some ways, right? Sort of the everyday free ways: eat well and hydrate. It's really important to drink water, and enough water that you are not thirsty, right? And you're getting it. Exercising, even if that's just walking up and down the stairs or doing squats or cleaning, is great. Sleep, laughter is really important. So watching a funny video and just allowing yourself to do that, taking the time to do it. Play. So if you have kids, right, and they are like, you know, "Mommy, Daddy, play with me," or your cousins, right? Just like getting into that imaginative world, even for 3 minutes, is a wonderful way to like release stress hormones. And by the way, being with other people, you actually release oxytocin, which is a love, sort of a touch hormone. So it's a wonderful way to get that kind of calming sensation. Enjoying nature, being outside, we know decreases cortisol levels, increases, you know, your release of all the sort of good neurotoxins, neurotransmitters, no neurotoxins. And then, you know, just chilling out with TV or movie. And then there's special occasion ones. Lots of these we can't do in the pandemic, right? But, you know, again, treating yourself to a massage or a hot tub, and this can be a tub in your house, a nap, going out to dinner. Someday we'll get to do that again. You know, a kayak in the bay or on Lake Merritt when that opens up again. Vacation, what's that? Or, you know, going out, right, being with others. So there's lots of examples. And again, this is just a partial list. And what is really important is that it works for you. One person's self-care is not going to be effective for someone else. I've heard a lot of people be like, I tried doing meditation and I just sit there and it's really annoying. And then I'm feeling more stressed because I can't do it, right? So don't do it if it doesn't work for you. So I'd love for you to type in the chat any self-care strategies that you practice regularly. And they can be anything that helps you to calm your mind and your body. And then Isela or Ronik, if you could help me read those out loud as they come in. And I can give you some ideas. Oh, I see some. Oh, I can actually see these. How about that? Sometimes when I share my screen, I can't see. So I see. Thank you guys for participating. I appreciate it. Ashley playing the piano. I think I've heard that. Anthony playing soccer. If I skip somebody, let me know because my screen's a little funky. Karen, yes, being with your dog. Actually petting a dog or cat, petting an animal, you release oxytocin also. It's just like being with another human being. So that's a wonderful way to decrease stress. Yoga, dancing, and singing. Fantastic, Ronik. Wow, you are on top of it. That is awesome. Reading a book. Good, because that also gets you into an imaginative world and away from screens, which can be very stressful. Playing soccer, fantastic. Music in general, yes. Listening to music, playing music, analyzing music, right, Ronik, and saying what you'd put on the radio. Walking my dog, yes, that's exercise and oxytocin, 2 in 1. Good job. Jogging, yes. Silence, good, yes. Setting boundaries and having alone time, especially if you are an introvert, is very, very important. So that is excellent, Jessica. Talking with a friend, yes. Socializing. Hot bath at home with Epsom salt. Nice, Isela. I missed that. We don't have a bath.
Journaling and singing.
Go ahead.
Somebody, a couple people, journaling and singing.
Yes, good. And Stephanie, a walk or jog on Lake Merritt, wonderful, because that also gets you like that sort of FaceTime where you're seeing people, but you don't have to make conversation is sometimes nice. Incense with music, oh gosh, that sounds lovely. I'm gonna take some of your ideas. Carrying fridges, washers, and dryers for fun, or is that work, Manuel?
It is work.
It is work, but it also gives you pleasure?
Yes.
Yes, it's exercise for sure, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, wow, all right, I think you're very employable. Exercising, taking time for myself, listening to music, playing guitar, awesome, journaling, singing, blah, blah. I'm sorry, I'm not saying blah, blah, blah to you guys. I'm like, this is amazing. Listening to music and writing poetry, hiking. Yes, you're out in nature and exercising, right? And then maybe you also see animals. So it's like the triple goal. Talking to a friend, time in silence, playing. Is that supposed to be ukulele or am I missing an instrument? What's a uke?
A ukulele.
A ukulele, okay, I'm right, okay. Listening to music, watching a movie, trying new recipes. Oh, that's a great one, Ashley. So making food that you love, meditation, praying, yes. If you're spiritual, finding spirituality in any way you can. Spending time with nature, doing skincare. Ooh, doing skincare, that sounds really good. My hair, yeah. Playing my PS4, watching funny videos. You guys rock. Yeah, those are all phenomenal ways of practicing self-care. And the idea is to do them on a regular basis so that when stress comes along, because again, we can't prevent it, that you have this built up way of relaxing and you haven't just gone and gone and gone and gone and it's all just adding up. You guys are wonderful. So there's some other ideas here. One of the other ones that wasn't mentioned was gratitude. So being thankful. Some people recommend keeping a gratitude journal. I'm not good at that. Like the idea of like writing down every day what I'm grateful for, or like we used to do it at the dinner table and then it's like, no, we don't want to do that anymore. But just the idea of like, when you're feeling really stressed, kind of trying to take a deep breath and thinking about one thing that you have in your life that you're grateful for. So why don't we all just do that right now? Just take a deep breath in. Just think, I'm really grateful for, fill it in. And you probably just notice how that calms you right away, both the breath and the idea that you have something. You don't have everything. There are things you're stressed about. Life is not easy, but there's something you're grateful for. If there's more chats coming in, Isela and Ronique, let me know if there's something I need to respond to. So we know that practicing gratitude increases your health and lowers stress. And then another one is giving back to others. Sometimes we get so focused on ourselves that we forget we actually have the capacity to help and give others. And that can be something that actually lowers our stress. So it can be volunteering, which again, right now is a little hard to do. My partner's been delivering meals to elders on the weekends. And that's just like awesome. Like we're all sort of like lifted by that. But there's something you can all do right now, which is you can go to this website. I can share it in the link.
Just
And
wanted,
literally,
I wanted just to add that
Yeah.
there were people who did put what they're grateful for. Somebody
yeah. Oh, good.
my
Yeah.
dog, my dog and food, Stephanie, sunshine, Anthony, my mom and dad, and Ati, healthy body.
Those are beautiful. Yeah. And I'm thankful that I have healthy children right now. So you can go, I'll put this link in the website. You literally go here. You can write a message in English or Spanish and pick a card, and it will go to a child who's getting healthcare at St. Jude. And so it's just a really easy way of giving back. So let me see. Oh, I'm not seeing the chat here. Huh. Oh, wait, here we go. Let me see if I can put that. Here's the link. So you can even do that while we're talking and then get a little feel good moment, right? Because you're helping a child who's going through some sort of critical care at a hospital get a smile on their face. I want to encourage you guys to try doing deep breathing because it's easy, it's fast, and it's free. And you can do it in 5 seconds. I'm going to self-disclose a little bit about when I went through this past year. I was diagnosed with breast cancer a year ago and went through surgery and radiation. And part of radiation is that when you have breast cancer, you have to get the breast away from the lungs so that they don't radiate too much of your lungs. They can't help getting some of it. And so you do these things where you take these deep breaths and have to hold it for like a minute. And so instead of just holding the breath, I would try to think of something really positive that I wanted to imbibe when I took the breath. And then I would think of something I wanted to get rid of when I breathed out. And it was really helpful. So for example, if you look at the breathe in, the second thing here, what do you want to breathe in? I would say like, breathe in hope, hold that. And then as the breath went out, I would breathe out fear. Breathe in love. Breathe out hatred. Breathe in compassion. Breathe out anger. So if you guys just want to try that for a second, just taking a deep breath in and imagine that breath is coming from a really clean air source. So you take a really deep breath in, that air is going to go into your cells and into your body and really cleanse you. You want to hold something good. You can pick something else, or you can choose love, hope, or compassion. And then on the breath out, you literally want to see the breath leaving your body so you can imagine it like a color. See the breath leave your body and give it something you want to get rid of. So you can use something of your own or pick hatred, fear, or anger. So I'll just give you a minute to take a couple of deep breaths and pick your terms. A good guide for deep breathing, besides breathing in your nose and out your mouth, is that the breath, if you counted the seconds, would be the same in as out. So it's not like a normal breath, right? Like you're elongating it. I wonder if people could put in the chat how that was for them, if that was helpful, if that worked, or if it wasn't so helpful. And if you had terms that you used that were different than mine that you want to share, that would be awesome too. Stella, Ronnie, could you?
Yeah, I noticed that it relieved some tension in my neck.
Okay, great. Yeah. Anybody else?
Didn't see any more yet.
Is it stressful to do chat?
So self-doubt, self-doubt, self-confidence, faith.
That's great.
Amilcar, it was relaxing.
That's wonderful. So, I mean, the deep breath is nice because, you know, sometimes you're stuck in traffic, right? You're at a red light or you're rushing to get somewhere and you'll notice your whole body tense up. And so you can just take that moment, breathe in patience, breathe out stress. And it's just a really wonderful way to, like, in that moment, get rid of a little bit of that stress that's affecting you. Some of you said you already practice yoga. Maybe some of you do meditative practices. Okay, so the deep breathing is great. Progressive muscle relaxation is something else you can do. And I know we're limited on time today, so I'll wait till the end to see if we have time. I normally do a progressive muscle relaxation in these sessions, but I want to make sure we get through the self-talk. And then if we have time, I'll do a progressive, at least a small progressive relaxation for you guys. I do it for my speech students. I know I see some of you here today, a really small one just with your fists, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's talk about self-talk. So self-talk is literally what you say to yourself any given moment. And we do not recognize how important the words we say to ourselves are, right? Because you can lie to yourself, and the more you say it, it becomes the truth, okay? So whether that's negative or positive, how we talk to ourselves matters a great deal. And so I want to ask you guys, how do you talk to yourself? Okay, and so let's just imagine this scenario. Imagine you overslept and you realized you have an exam that you haven't studied for in 20 minutes. If you guys could put, what would your immediate thoughts be? Please put those in the chat for me. Again, you overslept and you just realized you have an exam you haven't studied for in 20 minutes. And then Isela or Ronik, if you could read what's coming up in the chat.
Jessica says, you got this. You've been through worse. Relax.
Good job, Jessica. That's positive self-talk.
And Stephanie says, shit, shit, shit. Smiley face. America says, just try your best. You'll do great.
Wow, you guys rock.
Elvia, I'd cry. And Jason, I'm gonna fail. Bobby Jean, panic, LOL. Ashley Amaya, calm down. Try to remember what you have learned. Ati, OMG, you're gonna get an F. Sad face. And
Sounds like you guys have been through this before.
Jenny Ozuna, breathe, breathe. You got this.
Yeah, great. Lots of different stuff. Oh, I see a few more just came in.
Erika, don't worry, just do your best. Jane, I can do it. And Manuel, oh shoot, whatever. Let's get this F.
Yeah, my go-to is, you're so stupid. That's mine. You're so stupid, okay? And what you realize is when you're under a stressful situation and you talk to yourself, those words come from somewhere. They come from your childhood. And so if you kind of examine what you guys just said to yourself, I can tell some of you have some awesome parents or a sister or somebody who really said to you, it's okay, you're good. I didn't have, I had somebody who's put a lot of pressure on me and said, you know, and I was the youngest also, so my older siblings were like, you're so dumb, right? So like, that's like what always sticks in my head. And it's really hard to get, it's almost impossible to get rid of that childhood memory, whatever it is, good or bad. And so for those of us who have negative self-talk, you really have to practice acknowledging it, right? Knowing what it is, stopping it, and replacing it with something more positive. And by the way, in therapy, this is called cognitive behavioral therapy. I know Stephanie DeVito is like, Hillary, you're stealing my thunder here. CBT, and CBT is actually an effective therapy for almost everything. It's like depression, anxiety, PTSD. I mean, I've seen it in so many different venues. So it's incredibly effective, and it's something you can do by yourself. You don't have to have a therapist guide you, though. I want to put a plug in for our mental health care. Stephanie is here, and I don't know, Stephanie, if you want to give any information about how students could seek therapy if they're interested.
I'll put it in the chat. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay. But therapy is a wonderful way to have a trusted person listen, what we wish everybody would do. And they have to keep what you say confidential, which is beautiful. So just, you know, a quick therapy lesson here. Everything's connected, your thoughts, your behaviors, and your emotions, right? So when you have these negative thoughts, like there's no point in even trying, that's going to make your mood drop. That's going to make you feel worthless and discouraged. And that's going to affect your behavior. Why would I even try on this exam? I'm not even going to go. I'm not even going to log into my quiz, right? With a positive thought, it would be the opposite. I got this, right? So now my mood is hopeful, and now I'm going to take that test and do my best. So it's really just all connected. And that's why self-talk is so important and so essential to pay attention to. So the worst types of self-talk in terms of leading to greater stress are jumping to conclusions, right? So now I'm screwed, right? All or nothing thinking. I'm going to pass this exam and transfer, or I'm going to fail and I'm going to have nothing, right? It's like everything or nothing. Should statements. Oh, I should have studied. I should have set my alarm. Or the worst one actually for stress and depression is catastrophizing. So everything's going to go down after this. It's over. I'm going to fail this class. And then once I fail this class, I'm going to fail out of college. And then I'm never going to be able to have my career. I'm going to be just a failure overall. And, you know, people just keep going down that dark hole. So you want to just be aware of these. We all do this once in a while. It's not, I don't want you to punish yourself. I want you to recognize them. We all do this, right? So being aware that you're doing these behaviors and then catching yourself and going, whoa, I remember this. Wait, this is all about my self-talk. Stop. What can I do to make that better? Okay. Because when you have those, when we have that negative self-talk, it makes you feel worthless and hopeless and unable to be successful or move forward. So you really want to stop and replace the negative thoughts. So some of you already had really positive thoughts, but I'd like you to, those of you who had negative thoughts, maybe think about how you could respond differently. And you can put them in the chat if you want to, but imagine that you overslept and just realized you have an exam you haven't studied for in 20 minutes. And again, my go-to is, you're so stupid, right? I'd have to catch myself and go, it's understandable. I go to the self-compassion, right? I have been working really hard and I haven't gotten enough sleep. I was bound to oversleep one day, and I'll just do my best. I see some chats coming in. Let's see. 20 minutes to cram. Good, Ronnie. Yeah. I can show you some. So getting a sense of control is really important when you're feeling under stress, right? There are some things you can control, and there are some things you can't control. If any of you have, whoops, looks like there's a microphone that is on. Okay. If any of you have studied or been involved in addiction work, right? You know how important that sense of control is, to let things go that you can't control, but to control the things you can. And so something like, I'm going to email the teacher to see if I can get an extension. If I can get an hour to study, I'll feel much better. Great. Being positive and confident. I have done all the reading and discussions in this class so far. 20 minutes is plenty of time for me to review and be ready for the exam. And again, the self-compassion, of course, you know, it's understandable that I would oversleep. I probably needed that extra rest. So those are 3 ways. Oh, Karen, I'm watching you pet your dog and getting oxytocin from watching. That's awesome. Those are 3 ways that you could positively respond and have less stress. And of course, you can make your own responses. That's going to be the most effective. It has to come from you. So that scenario was something I set up. It was not your scenario. So I want you guys to practice this. And we have some time. So I'd like to do the breakout rooms again, if that's okay, and give you maybe 4 minutes. And what I'd like you to do is share with each other sort of that negative thought that repeats over and over again, right? I know some of you shared really positive thoughts, but everybody has negative thoughts once in a while. So what is that negative thought that haunts you? Like, I can't do something, or I'm going to fail, or I'm not worth it, or I'm not good enough, or I'm unlovable, or I'm dumb, whatever it is. And then what's something you can replace it with in the future? Okay, so I'm gonna have Isela put you into breakout rooms to discuss that for 4 minutes and then come back. And for those of you who see, there should be an invitation on your screen to join a breakout room. If you could do that, that would be lovely. And if you don't want to do that, if you want to talk about it here, we can do that too. Turn your mic on and tell me what that negative thought is, and we can work on a positive one. Or maybe you're doing self-care and using the bathroom, which is totally understandable.
Anybody want to talk about that negative thought you have most often?
Put it in the chat too, if you prefer. What about you, Isela?
The one that just keeps coming to my mind, and I've never thought of it as being something that I think about a lot, but I actually probably do, is I'm the youngest of 6 children, Mexican traditional family structure and all that, and I'm the only one to have gone to college. I've known, like, so I think I get a lot of still that guilt, that guilt feeling of having gone to college and feeling like my older brothers and siblings still hold
Survivor's guilt.
resentment for it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how
And
do I
then,
catch
so,
myself?
Yeah. What's something positive you can say?
That just because I went to college doesn't necessarily mean I know more than everyone else about everything. So I think
That still sounds negative.
it sounds really negative, huh? It's hard. That's a hard
Well,
one.
so something, how about something like going to college enabled me to work at Marriott and to help others pursue their dreams and goals. But it has to work for you. If that doesn't work for you, then that's.
I think I'm always thinking of how I could help them, my siblings, and helping them think that I don't have, like, I'm not so perfect like you think I am, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's amazing, right? Those childhood thoughts are invasive.
Yeah, I have to think about this one a little bit more.
Yeah, it's hard. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're saving people 10 weeks of therapy here. I mean, this is $1,500 normally. Easy money.
It's really good. Anthony, what are you thinking? Anthony there?
How are you doing with time?
So it's 12:50 right now.
Oh yeah, I mean in terms of the breakout room.
Oh, well, how it just depends on how much more time you would like.
Oh, okay. I thought you were timing it. I don't know how long. Put them in there.
I could tell them. Okay, yeah. Oh, I didn't keep time. I think they've been in there for maybe 4 minutes.
Oh, that's plenty. Yeah, so come and bring them back.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Welcome back. I'm hoping that some of you had some success at finding more positive thoughts. This is a practice you really have to do all the time, right? It's just being aware of what you're saying to yourself, because negative self-talk lowers your self-esteem. And those of you who have had my Comp 20 class, you know that when you have a negative self-esteem and somebody says something positive to you, you can't hear it, right? So if they say, you did a really good job, what do you actually hear? They're lying to me, right? I suck, you know? And so it blurs your reality. It doesn't allow you to hear good things about yourself, and it really can make you spiral downward. Okay. So I want to leave time for questions, and if you want to do the muscle relaxation too. But just some final thoughts. Stress is a normal part of life. It's going to happen. You can't prevent it. How you talk to yourself truly matters. Make sure you listen to your inner voice. Notice the way that you talk to yourself. Stop when you hear the negative talk. Replace it with something positive or compassionate. Take that moment to take a deep breath, breathe in something positive, breathe out the negative things you're feeling. Connect with others, spend time, even if it's on screens. And reach out for support when you need it. Again, you have free services for mental health while you're at Merit or any of the Peraltas, and there are excellent mental health therapists to help you. The CBT, you just kind of got like an edge of it. And there's lots of different therapies. That's not necessarily what you have to do, but again, just very effective. And that's what we do. We listen in therapy, and we want to just help you get to the goals that you want. Okay. I make these self-care reminder cards, and I can put this in the chat. Normally I would hand them to you along with like a gift bag with all kinds of self-care things in them, but Zoom. So these are just reminders, right? And you can kind of put them around your house, or, you know, put it in your purse or have it in your wallet. And just the idea of like reminding yourself to take care of yourself all the time. And again, just staying on top of that self-care. So I'll stop there and take questions. And then if we have time, I can do a quick muscle relaxation exercise. Questions?
This is a great time to ask questions, folks.
Comments? Does it seem too touchy-feely and not helpful?
I just want to confirm, when you say CBT, is that cognitive behavioral techniques?
Therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy.
Okay.
I'm sure that people use techniques as well, Renique, but yeah, that's just the official name.
Hillary, I can't open the Google Doc.
The Google Doc, I probably have to make that available for all of you. Let me do that. Let me share it. Try it again, Ati.
Mm-hmm.
Now?
It works. Yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Yep. Got it.
All right, well, let's do a quick muscle relaxation. This is something you can do if you're just feeling stressed in the moment, particularly in class, if you have to like perform a speech or take an exam and your heart's really racing and you're just feeling like you're gonna pass out, or, you know, it's stressful. So you're gonna put your hands into fists as tight as you can, like it's gonna hurt, okay? And I want you to just keep squeezing your hands as much as you can. And while you're doing that, I want you to make sure that your neck, your facial muscles, and your shoulders are completely relaxed. Nice deep breaths. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your face, relaxing your your neck, softening your heart, but squeezing your hand as much as possible. Then I want you to release. Release your hands. And you should feel a surge of energy through your body, okay? Your body is releasing all kinds of good neurotransmitters, norepinephrine, and which is going to make you feel like excited, but also oxytocin because you were touching your own skin and it's a hormone, right? And what happens is with that deep breath and the relaxation, you're literally relaxing your entire body. And you can do that for your whole body at night. It's a nice thing to do before you go to bed, is just kind of go through, like squeeze one part of your body, let it go, then go to another part of your body, squeeze, let it go. So you might do, I always end with the hands, but I start with the toes, and just like, right? So like really push your toes as much as can, let it go. Squeeze your calf as much as you can, let it go. And by the time you get to your hands, it's incredibly relaxing. You can also find these online. You don't have to walk yourself through it. Another thing you can do is you can listen to calm, deep sleep stories online. Sometimes I do that when I can't sleep. They have them on YouTube for free, and you can just, those are really nice. I saw something come up in the chat, but I didn't see it, what it said.
It was just Ronique putting up the evaluation, just to
Okay.
make sure that everybody fills it out.
Okay. Any other questions? Comments?
Thank you so much, Hillary. It was so
Yeah, I want to thank all of you for being such kind, attentive participants. And I hope that I've seen some of you in my classes before. I hope that I see more of you. I teach communication, COM 20, which is interpersonal, COM 45, which is public speaking, and COM 10, which is gender and communication. And you can ask your classmates after I sign off what I'm like as a teacher. Hopefully they'll give some positive feedback. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
yeah, don't forget to
Thank you.
fill out the survey, guys.
Sure, I will. Thank you. Bye, Isela. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you all for participating the way you did. Appreciate it. I'm gonna grab something to eat, okay?
We're gonna meet up again 1:15, right? The Puente Club.
Yeah, so actually I had a conversation with Jose Salceda yesterday, and he said that he can actually start the meet. It's up to you guys, because you guys are the students, at 1 o'clock. And I just said, I just need 15 minutes of it. He said if he starts at 1 o'clock, he can be here for the full hour. So I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to determine 1 or 1:15. Okay.
Okay. I haven't eaten yet, so I'm gonna take it might take me 15 minutes too.
Okay.
It's up to you guys if you want to start at 1 or 1:15.
I feel like we should start at 1:15. That way we all have like 15 minutes to like do what we gotta do. Cause we've been like in class back to back to back today. So
We need a break. Yeah.
Yeah. We can just chill for like 15 minutes.
I agree. Let's chill with the homies.
What was her last name? Hillary. What was the presenter's name?
Altman. Like the alt in the computer and then the man. Nah,
Hillary? Hill.
Hillary Altman.
Hillary, like Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just doing this survey, I guess. Or
That was a nice workshop.
It was.
I really paid attention.
I was legit about to write Hillary Clinton.
Man,
Imagine.
imagine. That's crazy.
Ooh. See, I'm not even reading. I was about to say strongly disagree. I mean, let's go the other way.
Would agree for everything. She. Yes, strongly agree.
Does anybody, like anyone here, have her as a teacher?
Me.
Oh,
Wait, what does she teach?
Com 20
Ah, man,
patients.
how is she?
I took it already.
Me
She
too.
seems cool.
She's chill. To be honest, we don't have Zoom classes, but you do have to buy the textbook and like go through the textbook, do your notes like usual. And then I believe we're about to have a quiz or a test soon. But all we're really doing is just like she's preparing us for our speech, which is like in 10 days for the first one, and the other one is on March 1st and then March 5th.
That's cool. All right, I might take her next semester then. Get that over with.
Oh,
Oh, you guys ready for the picture?
No.
Is that a picture? Oh, that's crazy. I don't even have a Puente shirt.
Just wear a black one. The black-
Photoshop one.
Man, that's crazy.
You guys have Valentine's plans? Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah, I do.
Because like,
Anybody?
not me.
What are you gonna do,
Are you
Justin?
guys doing anything? I'm going to Half Moon Bay, so that's nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I like Half Moon Bay. I just like the beach, being around the like, water. So that's nice. So it's gonna be a cool little mini getaway for one day.
Nice. Honestly, I haven't made any plans for that.
Yeah, just some alone time sometimes is good. Like talking, sometimes everybody's always like busy, especially in my situation. We're always busy doing things, and so it's nice to just being able to sit at the beach and just like chill.
Would you know the weather? How the weather's gonna be?
No, I haven't really checked. I mean, I don't mind it. I like even if it's
Cold.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll eat chocolate.
A day, eat chocolate. Yeah.
What about the rest of you? Any other plans or just regular plans? One thing is because it was raining last week, the dirt's really soft right now. It's really nice. So working out in the garden and like tilling the earth, the dirt is really nice right now because it's so soft. I don't have to work as hard.
Miss Santana, is this still the recording from the
Oh shoot!
or is it?
Dang, yeah, you're right. Dang.